done?
No, I'm not done. So you all wanted me to break into a police station. Fine. Then you asked me to stop a tank. I wasn't happy about it, but I did it. Then you came up with this brilliant idea to shoot down one of the largest airplanes ever. I shot that shit out the sky. It's nothing. But this right here, my friend, happens to be the stupidest idea I've ever heard of in my life.
I forgot that you were the only one to bring the plane down.
No. The only thing I've ever seen him take down was No Knees Denise. Remember? At prom?
Really, Brian?
Yeah.
You gonna do that right here?
I don't know what's up, fellas. Keep talking. I'll find it.
All right. Well,
So-
they go.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I would say so. He follows him down. He finally catches him, but he's turned around, and so they're facing each other.
I didn't
and
know how he had
it's-
time to do that.
It's but they play a game of dumb chicken. Like I'm looking at that, and I'm like, I wrote down dumb chicken because it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna run into him. That's my plan. I'm gonna smash face first into this other car. That's your plan, Dom. That's your plan. And he does, and then he figures out that, oh, you reinforce your chassis. He's like, yeah, because he's not an idiot. What are you doing? Like, you know he's after you, and you're just like, let me go hit him with my car. I got a car, hit his car. What are you gonna do? I don't know why my Dom is just like one part Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, I was like, it kind of sounded like Rocky.
Yeah,
But
I'm sorry.
also, that really actually does track because I do feel like half the time when Dom talks, he's trying to do a Rocky imitation.
I don't have a lot in my wheelhouse.
Only
I'll go to Jason
your
Statham.
iced tea is gold.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Golden iced tea.
And I said, what'd you just say?
When they have their scene on the ground or wherever this made a place in LA is, where they have it, Shaw brings out a gun, right, to shoot Vin Diesel's character.
Because Dom grabs let me grab these wrenches. I'm gonna beat your ass, and he's
And
like,
then-
Not a wrench. He has a sledgehammer.
Sledgehammer,
oh
because
right, yeah,
that's
sledgehammer
meant-
for this fight. Yeah.
But then he's like, "Oh, you brought a knife. You don't bring something to a gunfight or whatnot." And then that's when what's his name's character shows up, Kurt Russell.
Yeah, because he
Mr.
says
Yeah, I have notes about
Nobody.
that too.
he says, oh, you
It's like,
you
find him.
you thought this was gonna be a street fight? It's like,
Yeah,
yeah, because we have to plant those seeds for later because it's gonna come back.
correct. But then
Yeah.
the Kurt Russell shows up with his team, and yet they don't shoot or kill Shaw at all. They let him drive away.
Yeah, they shoot at or around him. Like, aren't
For
you
flanks.
trained professionals? Like, we scared him away. We saved you. It's like, why don't you just put a bullet in
Yeah,
him
let's
right
just hit him.
there?
And
He
kill
already-
There it is.
like Fred while you're at it as well.
Yeah.
Well, see, I had a note about that too, and I had to backtrack on that to find out that obviously Mr. Nobody is much shadier than we thought he was. Because again, they have these I think it's 6 guys come rappel down. No one covers the exit, no one covers the entrance, and they come and they wildly shoot. The idea wasn't to actually kill Decker because there's no if they kill him, they can't get Dom to do the thing that they need him to do, which is get God's eye. So they
Yeah, 'cause-
intentionally let this dude go.
Kareem, stop making sense about the movie, dude.
Of just
Very-
no, but again, they don't acknowledge that evil though. They don't say like, "Hey, I let him go earlier because I need you to do something." That would be more fucked up. They just said like, "Oh, whoops, I missed him." But I'm like, if they killed him if they had one dude snipe him, or just someone cover the goddamn. Which again, to Ken's point, you see Deckard scurry off down like a alleyway, and a car pulls up right in front of him, and he turns a corner and goes on foot. No one chases after him.
He's too fast.
They still have guns.
Too
I'm
fast.
too furious.
But yeah, after that, I was like, wait a minute. They still need him to go get the God's eye, apparently, for some
Were you
reason.
like,
Look,
you're like, this movie's a genius. This is so good.
all
I
of
was
this-
back on. Give it back what was that, 95, Pat?
84.
Yeah, it
84.
was now we're
Now
at
it's at
84.
92
We're at
for me.
84.
Now it's at 92 for me.
Now, all of this is secondary to the Corona commercial we have to have for 3 minutes.
Okay. I will. I want
Let's
to
fast forward. Let's get to the Corona
Yeah.
commercial, guys.
Before we get
Go
there,
ahead.
I just want to mention real quick. I do believe Mr. Nobody is just Gabriel Cash from Tango and Cash. That's
That'd be
my own
pretty cool.
headcanon.
That would be
is
pretty
that-
cool.
Yeah. In some future movie, we could have his partner Raymond Tango show up, or that's his opposing enemy. But yes, he is. This is Cash.
That
from
would
Tango and
be a
Cash.
really cool long con if they did that.
It'd be great. But yeah, I do have that down in my notes too. Right after Mr. Nobody, he just has a bucket of branded Corona, not just
Yeah.
he's like, oh, why don't you have some of this fantastic Belgian ale? And he's like, I prefer a Corona. he pulls out a branded bucket of ice with Corona and sets it like, this is no, like not even like a cooler you open up and there's like no a branded bucket of Corona.
He's done his research. That's how a guy you know the Toretto family. You must know to have Corona handy.
Here's my question though.
If it was a great notion, I would understand having a branded bucket.
Look at this segue.
That's just a great notion from Great Notion Beer. If you tried any of their beers, definitely try
the family beer.
Right.
The family beer.
Yeah. It's for family.
So they got covert operations based in El Segundo, right? And he's all set up with his beer on tap or whatever. He's got his buckets in front of stuff. What exactly was this covert operation going to be? If he needed Dom to do all the footwork,
go get more beer.
It's whatever he needs him to do because he's now in a world of shadows and ghosts.
Who base themselves in El Segundo, California. My note was
shadowy and ghosty of cities.
Yeah.
Just saying, you don't go to the heart of the valley and say, all right, this is where we're going to put our covert operations where no one can get to us at. There's a Mojave Desert.
You don't. This is why, exactly. Well, the Mojave Desert is full of race wars. That's why you don't have it out there.
It's called
a whole different thing. No cars involved.
No cars.
Hiding in plain sight.
There you go. People
driving around El Segundo, you see.
Do you see the helicopters and jeeps just sitting out front, Pat? No one's hiding.
El Segundo all the time.
They just think that's a cheesecake factory. That's the difference.
Man, they're really
this militarized cheesecake factory. They're really going overboard with the ambiance.
But they're always so busy. How do you get a reservation?
How do you even
get everyone knows that you can only go to the demilitarized cheesecake factories. Like the militarized ones, they're not available.
Yeah.
I was going to note in here too, so if I can find the slide for it. I wish these were in order. It was just about the info tables that they had, and that we could have had a world full of those, but everyone laughed at Microsoft for bringing them out, and now we have Vision Pros instead. You have virtual ski goggles instead of a cool table where you can just put up diagrams and start touching everything.
Nah, man, I want to just be able to look around and always have the work in front of my eyeballs.
Right? Just saying.
And by work, I mean pornography.
Huh?
Yeah. What else would you?
Let's be honest. That's all they're using for.
I'm sure that's what they would have put on the table too, but still could have a whole.
Well, I saw the guy coming out of the Cybertruck doing this. Like, he was.
Fair enough.
He was going through videos.
He had a Cybertruck driving while he was jerking.
Yeah. I feel like every Cybertruck owner, that is actually a feature that they sell them on.
You know, if you put it in drive mode, you can do this.
Oh,
sold. Yeah, this table.
There was also a moment.
Every house could have one of these.
Yeah, there's a moment where it says, Mr. Nobody says, "I can get you Deckard Shaw." It's like you could have. He was right there, and you didn't. So what good are you? Like,
I need
you
to
say the magic word.
You didn't say the magic word.
Please! God damn it! Hate this hacker crap.
Yeah, I need you to do some footwork for me.
Yeah,
because my guys are incompetent.
Like, that line bothered the crap out of me. I'm like, I could get you Deckard Shaw. Yeah, you could. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah. Also, going back to that scene, why does Deckard even ram him?
Yeah,
he could have just opened fire. If his goal was to shoot him, he could have just opened fire. As soon as he lined up.
As soon as he got out of the car.
Or as soon as he started driving towards you. He's lined up right in front of you. Just open fire.
But like the
whole
idea bulletproof. There's a clearly unspoken thing of like, no, I want him to feel pain. I want him to experience, but maybe at least say that part, because it's kind of like everyone has so many opportunities to kill Deckard and also for him to also take them out too. Like, why not just silently set up with a sniper rifle and just boom, Dom, like take them all out, not like big showy bombs that don't kill anybody. Like,
or
what are you doing
fire
here?
at the funeral.
Are you exactly open fire at the funeral?
You could have got at least, there was 4 of them there. You could have gotten one of them.
Just hit Dom. Like, just take.
Well, remember, he wants to take out the team. So even if you were gonna, and remember, if his bomb had worked, Dom would have been the first one.
I mean, if you didn't get
I guess he would have been.
If you can get a bomb mailed, why can't you just put a bomb in the casket?
Because Dom he took care of that personally.
Yeah. That's
The
why
empty
the body
casket.
should have just been made out of like it's like I gave him a fake body made out of C4. Like
Ooh. Oh, I
That's
feel like you're on team Shaw, aren't you?
I'm on team like better
You're
ideas is what I'm
you're
on.
with the Shadow Brothers.
Exactly.
World of
I also-
shadows.
I also made a note of this. This is the longest Dom has ever been in a shirt with sleeves. We're going on a full day now, and as far as film time is concerned, it's been 10 minutes. It is amazing.
I love that the tank top is still visible underneath it though. He's like,
Oh,
no, get me one that's thin enough so you still see my undershirt. Like I need that visible.
In case you need to rip the sleeves off.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I was like, motherfucker's been in a shirt with sleeves on for quite a bit now. At least time wise, as the movie's going on.
It is a short sleeve shirt though. Wait, did the
No,
funeral? Did he
it's
not
a long
wear?
sleeve.
It's
That's
a long
that's
sleeve.
the shirt from the
It's
funeral.
a shirt from the funeral. Okay.
Because remember, he gets into the car accident. He gets out of the car. He's still got the same shirt on. Gets picked up by Mr. Nobody. Mr. Nobody gives him the whole spiel about like, oh, I can set up your team, get you guys all set. So he brings in Letty. He's still in the same shirt, mind you. He went to the funeral the day before. I'm like, wow. I'm surprised he hasn't either ripped off the sleeves or taking the shirt off. Yeah.
Is she looking at his cross?
That is literally She asked, where'd you get that from?
She says, where'd you get that from?
Okay, yeah.
My baby's mama.
How's your memory now, bitch?
Well, that's oh god. I guess that's we'll come back to this later. But at this point, I wonder if she has her memory back because it's not really.
And she's
it's
been
not really
faking it.
as of
sleep with him.
No, as of like
Oh,
right
no,
now is when
I don't know who I
she
am
like
anymore.
while she was away, she got it back because as
Well,
the
yeah,
story progresses,
she's
you
been
get
gone
other
for 2 days now.
Yeah. That's plenty of time to get the memory back.
Mind you, Dom doesn't give a shit that she's out there somewhere that Shaw can get to.
Hey man, she left him.
I'm just saying. For that to be your wife, and you're like, you good,
What's that,
Abdul?
Bill?
Did you got bear mace that bitch?
Literally just
Got
like,
a point.
I think he almost forgot that she was around until Mr. Noe was like, yeah, I brought everyone. And your wife was just wandering around?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, her.
So I say this.
No,
I consider this Act 2. This is where I broke up Act 1 and Act 2. So we get the I need you to go get a moving target for me in the middle of the mountains, and Tyrese's grand plan of dropping in.
I would say I've got more notes, so I want to jump back real
Go
quick.
ahead.
The idea that Tyrese clearly wanted more lines in this movie, and it's just like, no. I want more lines. I need to have more presence. Exactly. And so like there's Tyrese's. I want more lines.
You done? No, I'm not done. So you all wanted me to break into a police station. Fine. Then you asked me to stop a tank. I wasn't happy about it, but I did it. Then you came up with this brilliant idea to shoot down one of the largest airplanes ever. I shot that shit out the sky. It's nothing. But this right here, my friend, happens to be the stupidest idea I've ever heard of in my life.
I forgot that you were the only one to bring the plane down.
No. The only thing I've ever seen him take down was no knees Denise. Remember? At prom?
Really, Brian?
Yeah.
You gonna do that right here? See, y'all.
And then the concept of this road, like I get that it's like just movie contrivance that we have to have, but they're like, oh yeah, there's a for either end of this road they have protection in a mile in either direction, so we can't come at them from like we just drop in. I'm like, okay, I get that, but like, why not drop in 2 people in front of them and 2 people behind them and pincer move their ass? Like people complained in Star Wars: The Last Jedi, like, oh, well, why did they just come from the? Why didn't they? Like, you're gonna give me the same complaints. This is the same thing. Why didn't they come at them from the other end? They just deal with all the cars on the backside. Like, this is just what I didn't understand what was going on. Also, yeah, sorry, go on.
It's impossible.
Yeah,
You can't drop it in front of them.
You got any notes, Abdul?
No, it's all very believable. I mean,
yeah.
So if you took a physics class, so I had to enact this for me with the precise velocity of Tyrese's understanding and schematics on how to land on this road, and it made perfect sense.
You used marble diagrams for it.
The wind factor and the having the parachute, it only makes sense if they're going to drop it off on the backside. You couldn't.
Fair enough.
You couldn't account for that, yeah. And you also can't account for Tyrese not wanting to jump out of the damn car or the plane, and they have to force him out with his parachute because they're like, "Up, whatever." We just. I also didn't know why they decided to they drove into the plane. Like, why wouldn't you want to drive out, like
Correct.
face forward instead of backing out? And there's so many little odd questions I have, but like, why are there two tires in the back of Dom's car? He doesn't change the tires at any point, but he's got two tires sitting back there.
It looks
And
cool.
it looks cool. That's all that is, which is fine. But I'm still bothered
I'm
by seeing
guessing
them
there's something to do with counterweight, maybe.
No, I mean, technically speaking, those actual cars, like when you race them or do, those are like for bumpers. Because if you're on one of those cars behind, you'll have to hit the back of that car, and those tires used as a bumper. And that's basically tell you to move out your way. You're going too slow, and you go around them.
Gotcha.
And,
Makes perfect sense. See,
as totally side note though, I can't stand Tyrese in any of these movies. Like, his character is the worst character. There is literally, if you took him out of any one of these movies, you wouldn't miss him.
You'd have all the jokes gone. That's your problem.
There's
yeah,
no
not a
jokes.
funny
They're
man.
horrible.
Clearly
They're
have.
horrible.
We hungry? Come
I
on,
mean, you better hide the baby oil.
Give this movie a 99 now. Thank you. My question again is: they come up from behind the group anyway. They drive behind them. So why did they have to come out of that? Why did they come out of the helicopter?
Because
Well, I'm sorry. I don't want to pass up Ken with the best line in the movie. If you lose Tyrese, you lose the best joke The Rock has ever said his entire life.
Oh, the baby oil one?
yeah,
No, you better have the baby oil, better have that big ass forehead.
That was pretty good.
Hey, Mia, you better hide your baby oil. I'm just playing.
You better hide that big ass forehead.
I was just joking. Whatever.
that was from the
Sorry,
last one.
continue.
Yeah.
My apologies.
Well, no, they just made this elaborate thing, which again looks cool. Was a new concept essentially, but there was no reason for them to, unless their cars are going to land on the bus or in between this convoy right here. They could have just driven up from the side.
Yeah, they
Any
made
side.
right exactly. There is that aspect because they say like, oh, on the road they have protection a mile ahead or behind. I'm like, so
They have nothing on the sides.
They had nothing on the sides. Like you couldn't have just like sat on the side of the road and then just drove up and waited for them. You couldn't throw down like a tire strip.
Would have seen
like,
them. They got spotters.
Yeah, they got spotters, so they had to drop in.
Or how about you use that goddamn helicopter to shoot the cars in front and you just keep the target, which is the bus.
Yeah, just take a drone out there and shoot.
Thank you. Exactly.
We don't have drones at this time. I don't know what you're talking about. We couldn't possibly have a drone in this film.
Did you
All right,
see
Obama,
The Dark
are you done
Knight
talking?
Rises? just get a crane. Just get like a claw on the helicopter and pick up the bus and take it with you.
There you go.
There seems like there could have been plenty of options, but yes.
But would they have looked as cool?
No, we also wouldn't have gotten our guest appearance from Crossbones early on in the movie. I had a screenshot of that too.
I mean, at that point, there's 4 cars in the back and only 2 in the front. Again, why would in the back?
Good question.
They know they're coming from the rear.
Hey, a lot of time in jail, man.
They were
I feel like
at
they
one
find
point.
it.
So they all drive out of the plane. They drop in. Tyrese is forced out. They finally start to get in the road and land. Except for Tyrese, he's funny and he doesn't land yet.
He's a coward, is what he is. There we
They
go.
finally-
Crossbones.
Funny coward.
They start to engage and they have these guns and they shoot at them like, oh god, and they have Ludacris move up and he's like, ha, I'm bulletproof. I'm like, everyone could have already died weren't they also bulletproof to some degree? Otherwise, how are they not dead? Yeah, and that part through my mind was he's like, haha, I'm bulletproof. I'm like, why weren't you in the very beginning in the front anyways? Like that, you should have been on point. Like I
went first.
Yeah.
Hey,
Fair
there's only one alpha on the team. His name is Dom. Okay, come on, kid. Don't be stupid.
And so then he moves up, and then they're like, at one point they go to the side. He's like, those aren't guns, they're cannons. They're armor-piercing rounds. I'm like, you should all already be dead. There's no questions here. Like, how is this not how? If you're like,
Stormtrooper aim.
Yeah, fair enough. You see them hit the car like repeatedly.
Yeah, they ripped through fucking Paul Walker's car.
On a side note, that's just my first page of notes. I'm now to page 2.
Damn it, where's that slide at? They're all over the place.
So we get the first of I think 3 big set pieces.
You keep going back to the slide where he's crawling on his ass every time. That's
yeah.
slide. is like his ass shot.
Hey, are you guys
He-
complaining? You sound like you're complaining.
I prefer Owen
fair
over
point.
Deckard, but go on.
Whatever. One Shadow Brother is good enough.
Calm down, Dracula Untold.
Oh yeah, it was him, huh?
He's in a lot of bad movies.
Go ahead, Pat. What were you gonna say?
Oh, just that we get our big first set piece with a car chase, cars
This is
blowing
the
up,
one. I
them
wanted to
getting
know it.
shot, but they're magical and bulletproof. And they're trying
mind
to get Rams.
I just wanted to interrupt you real quick. He'd already been shot at, and he was the lead bulletproof vehicle. They go up to the side of the car, and then the guns open up, and he proceeds to roll up his window. I was like, "Why was your window down to begin with?"
And
Wait, why-
You could yell at bulletproof?
was he one? It's him and Brian who shoot the explosives in the side of the back of the bus. So that's why his window's down, isn't it? So he can shoot the.
Wait,
shoot
is he the one that shoots it?
Yeah, because him and Brian are on either side of the bus, and so they both shoot bombs on the back of the
Oh,
bus.
that's right. And for some
that-
reason,
Okay.
Later
they
on,
each
they
have
can pull them.
separate detonators.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right,
Seems
that
makes
so
more
big
sense.
mistake.
so they both pull up, and that's when both Brian and him, like when after they shoot the bombs, and then they open up those Gatling guns, and that's when we get they're not guns, they're cannons, and that's when they.
But didn't I just say you were shot at? Why is your window still down?
Yeah, I mean it's because he needed to roll it down, get some fresh air, shoot
Exactly.
a
Well,
bomb. and
it's
then-
one of the
Yeah.
it's one of these. So
It is literally.
Yeah.
He does that. I'm like, you're able to outfit this car with extra stuff on it, and you couldn't outfit the automatic windows.
yeah.
Tho-
That's
those are
the next
another.
premium package. That's
Yes.
another $5,000.
I'm sorry,
Mr. Nobody's I made him money, right?
Are you trying to
You want-
defund the military industrial complex? What are you trying to do here, buddy?
Just
Like, what's the?
saying. Fair
Not
enough.
America.
Yeah.
All right. So they're after the God's Eye and the creator of the God's Eye, someone named Ramses. Who's this Ramses? Who's this jerk
Yeah.
person creating the God's Eye like an asshole? And it turns out Ramses is the lady from Game of Thrones.
Yes, she's one of
yes.
the ladies from Game of Thrones.
Yes, which was surprising because they thought Ramses was not going to be that person, and it turned out it was. And then they're all let the competition to attract her begin.
Whoa! You just skipped a whole bunch, Pat. You
I've
forget
got
about
yeah.
No,
You
no, no.
forget
I know
about the
there's more.
the magical imp named Deckard Shaw who shows up out of nowhere
Yeah.
to be the annoying little brother.
Yeah, so there are a couple things here that I've got for notes. Is one, who's driving the bus? At one point,
He gets shot and killed.
you know, he does get shot and killed, but for a good 20 minutes of this fight, Brian hops into the bus in just a hoodie, by the way, just a hoodie and tennis shoes,
No bulletproof
no
vest.
bulletproof
Nothing.
vest, nothing, just a hoodie and dreams. That's all he's got. He
Hoodie.
fights off a bunch of dudes, gets to the kills a couple of them, shoots them, does their thing. They have a fight, gets to the front and opens up Ramsey's cage, and she's like, "Oh, I'm going to save you." At this point, I'm like, "Is there a driver there? Is he just driving? Is he what's going on? Did he kill the driver? Are we safe?" No shot of the driver. Just there must be someone.
The
Is there
driver has
still
one goal, and it's to never look back.
The driver's like, "No, my job is to drive this bus. I don't care
This
what
is-
happens. People can die next to me.
Even when the target
and
is gone, I drive
Yeah.
the bus.
I continue
This
to
is
drive
a-
the bus."
This is a baby driver scenario. I drive. It's what I do. I'm just going to drive. That's it.
So you're saying he's got earpods in? He
Yeah.
didn't hear anything going
Yeah.
on back there.
That's great. I'm on
And
board for
it,
that.
it is indeed playing Somewhere Over the Rainbow, like in Face Off. It's the slow motion Somewhere Over a Rainbow. That's all it's playing.
Very nice. And so all that happens. They end up getting in. He doesn't end up getting shot because we find out at some point he does. I'm like, he was just doing his thing,
Well,
whatever.
that's because the Asian dude finally woke up after everyone. Apparently, the bomb went off. He was the furthest one away from everybody, but he was the most unconscious. Apparently, everyone else that was next to where the back of the bus blew up, they all wake up immediately as soon as
It's the
Brian
same
hops on the bus.
explosions. It's the same explosives from Toretto's house. It misses the first layer and then gets
Yeah.
the second layer.
It's very directional. That's very specific about the way it's aimed.
apparently, and they have their hand to hand, and he then locks Brian into the bus and says too slow and jumps off. Mind you, this guy is around
Well,
somewhere. He doesn't die. He just jumps
Don't
off the bus
forget,
and runs
we
away.
also threw Ramsey off. She's like, "I don't want to go." They just throw Ramsey off the bus onto the hood of a car. No
Yeah, you
safety,
bitch.
no just good luck. not like just random hacker. Like,
Hope you have decent hand strength.
yeah.
Exactly. She was gonna slide off the side and die.
No, that's how you do it. That's real life, buddy. You just get on the hood. You guys never jump
'cause
on hood moving.
We also got to remember too, even if she had good hand strength, it's compounded by the fact that Deckard shows up, starts ramming his car while she's on the hood.
Right. And this is my next note is
In whatever
because
this thing is.
this is my next note is that because in the discussion with Mr. Nobody, he's like, Shaw will find me. It's like, he's like, oh, will he? Or, blah, blah, blah. Maybe he won't. It's like, I'll help you find him. It's like, no, Dom was right. Deckard would just show up again to find him. Like that's all he wants to do. So it's like, you don't need Mr. Nobody at all. Like, you don't need the device. Deckard's just going to keep coming to you. So just sit back and wait for him. Like,
yeah,
what are we doing here?
He literally said that. He's like, why do I need you for this deal? I can just go outside. He's going to find me. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. He's found him already 3 times.
He's found him multiple times. And
Maybe he didn't.
Yeah.
We
So
don't
they
know.
have this whole downhill race or whatever. I think he ends up ramming Deckard enough to like get him off course, and that's where him and Ramsey spin off, and they go meet Amistad and his gang at like the cliffside.
It's funny you call him Amistad. I have him down as Korath from the MCU from Guardians of the Galaxy, but his name is Jakade.
I thought Amistad works better.
That's fair.
I call him Mr. Gladiator's friend.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
We all have names for him. That's nice.
Except for whatever he was in Shazam.
Except for his name in this. Yeah.
No, nobody wants to talk about that. I do like we are halfway through the film and like, oh, let's have another bad guy. Throw it in there. Toss him in. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're at the cliffside. Mind you, Deckard immediately hops out of his car, grabs a sniper rifle, and is putting it together as he's running to go try and finish off Dom.
Yeah.
He gets
go ahead. Which is like that's the thing that also bothers me. Wait. So now you're okay with just a quiet, non-connected, like you wanted this man to see you and take him out together. Like you wanted him to know. And now you're like, no, I'll just sniper kill him. That's fine.
I mean, he saw him. He knows. He'll know.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, oh, who's sniping at me? Who's shooting me? Well, it's probably the guy that's been chasing me.
Well, I also want to know what his plan was to bring that kind of, because he brought the car to ram him. How did he know he was going to need the sniper rifle? He's going to have to shoot him from a distance.
It's plan B.
He just comes prepared.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of options.
Okay, all right.
Maybe in his side seat he also has a bag full of grenades. We don't know. He's the type of
other
person
things in the car.
Yeah, anything could happen.
Chains in case it snows.
He's got
knives.
weapons all hidden around in the woods. He's been playing.
Oh, just like Hobbs' office. He just reaches under a tree, pulls a taped up gun.
He flew that before. He's got it all planned out.
As long as it's not a street fight,
shipped it
he's
there
prepared.
from Japan.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of muskets. A lot of muskets in the trees.
So we get him on the cliffside. Amistad's gang surround him, and Dom's got nowhere to go with Ramsey in the car with him. He tells her to put it on her helmet because he's going to decide to just drive off the cliff. That was his brilliant idea. Roll cage was going to save them all.
Yep.
Don't know why this was a plan. Also, I took this shot because this is Mr. Nobody watching him cornered. I'm like, no fucking aerial support, nothing.
Yeah.
In God's eye, is this important to you? You think he'd drop a bomb or shoot something up? Give him some cover. You just watch him like, oh, he's gonna die. He's gonna die.
I think he like chuckles and is like, watch this. And
you're right. You're right.
He's just like, I know my guy. I got him.
Belgian beer. He's like, that's good.
He's like, always bet on Dom. I know what to do.
Fair enough. I guess it must have been discussed with just him and Dom. Like, if I get in trouble, I'm taking it off the cliff.
Yeah.
There's an alternate movie, an alternate version where that car is just riddled with bullets like Godfather and Sonny. And it's just blood packets everywhere. Just like spaghetti in there.
Well, my next note is that, fine, he survives the crash. Somehow she survives it too. He comes crawling out of it. His team shows up at the bottom of the cliff. Where the fuck did Amistad go? You just give up?
Yeah,
like you can see him at the bottom.
He's it's all the way down there. We're up here.
What
am I supposed to do? They got me. Good job, team.
So that you just regroup. You got again plan B.
Next time.
Isn't plan B just go to the bottom and make sure he's dead?
Nope.
Too much
Plan
work.
B is come back later.
Because I'm like, if homicide his group shows up, he's gonna kill everyone there. Like they don't have the guns, they don't have the firepower. Him and his what is that? 1, 2, 3, I don't know, 12 cars and guys full of guns
So
could
what
get rid
you
of Dom's
don't
entire
know
team.
is
You would-
those cars are rentals and they're due back in an hour.
I mean, you would have to assume that that's a steep cliff, and they're probably probably a few hundred yards down the hill now at that point, where it's like, hey, it's going to take them X amount of time to get down there, and then they'll be gone.
Well, here's my point though. Dom's team didn't know he was gonna be at the end of the cliff.
They did.
Nobody did. So
They
whatever,
said that- he
however
said,
they,
"We
however
built
he
our
figured
magic
out a way
car."
to,
Yeah.
however he figured
was-
out a way to communicate that, hey, come pick me up from the bottom of the cliff. They could have made it down there by now. Like
No.
Homicide literally sees him going down the bottom of the cliff. Tyrese drives the opposite direction and regroups with everyone else back somewhere else.
That's
Guess they-
you clearly
He could have
didn't
gotten
read
to the bottom of the cliff and killed Dom and took Ramsey's. And by
No.
the time they got
Nope.
there,
Nope, they don't know where the goat path is.
Yeah.
That's where Tyrese turned around and left. He was already going to meet him down there.
Yeah.
oh, okay.
He knew. He knew. We also skipped over Paul Walker running up the side of a falling bus,
Oh
that-
yeah, you're right. Slow
getting
motion.
caught by Michelle Rodriguez.
Where he's like too slow and he closes the fence, and then Michelle Rodriguez catches him with the spoiler of the
The
car.
bumper, the spoiler of the car. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
She
that's
literally
all.
asked him like, "Are you okay?" And he says, "Yeah." And then they get in the car and just go. Like
Yeah.
that was like, no big deal.
we did that for you. Okay, fine.
Good?
Yeah.
All right.
Go ahead, Pat.
All right. So then they talk to Ramses. Ramses like, I don't have the God's eye. What'd you do with it? I gave it to my friend in what Middle Eastern
Dubai.
country? Where is it?
Dubai.
Abu Dhabi.
Oh, it's Abu
Abu
Dhabi.
Dhabi.
Okay.
Wait, so
They go to the Emirates though.
But back up here. Then what's the point of having Ramsey? 'Cause it obviously looks like anybody can freaking use the God's eye. Like there's
Well, she
no
created it, and
There's
they
no-
had captured her because they didn't know where it was. They were going to have her make it again, I guess.
No, she had said that they were like she didn't tell them that it was that she had already relocated it, and because she didn't trust them, and they're like, well, why do you trust us? Like, well, you saved me, and like that's she says, or like oh yeah, because it goes to the whole thing of like either they follow you because of fear or loyalty, and none of them seem to be afraid of you. So that there's that discussion. My note, by the way, says at one point Tyrese is like, Hello Kitty's awake. I'm like, wait, why is she Hello Kitty? I don't. Why
Tyrese
was that?
sucks. That's why.
I think Abdul's on to something.
I mean, I can't argue, but I was just definitely puzzled by like, wait, Hello Kitty? Why
I also
Hello
love
Kitty?
that he and Ludacris decided to have the conversation about her
Yeah,
as she
next
woke
to
up.
her.
Like
Yeah,
I'm like, she was she was unconscious the entire time. You guys could have been talking about her.
yeah. Well, she needed it. That's how she was like, no, I outwitted you because I saw and I listened to what was going on so that I could tell you're the smart one. You're the tech guy. You're this, and she's like, she just basically goes, you're Leonardo. You're Michelangelo. You're the She just tells them all their powers.
And then Dom was like, all right, well, tell Mr. Nobody we're going to the desert or whatever. And I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
great. So he's got to fund
For race wars. Turn around.
We got to fund another trip. I had this note just because they were driving into the Emirates, and I'm like, where are these two guys going? They're at least 20 miles away from the next like civilization. I don't know.
And
all of them walking down the steps from God knows where, going to God knows where.
Not yet. There, we don't get to that shot until after we get to the opening. This next shot, which let's see if I can find. But
Now you say next shot, but it's
I know
I'm
it could
waiting.
take a second. But it had me asking the question of why is it that Letty always drives by herself?
because she doesn't remember anybody. You trust drive with them. You even know who they
Okay,
are.
I'm just
These
saying, like,
assholes.
Because like Ken said, Dom's not supportive, okay, dude? That's
Yeah,
why.
not at all. But the way that they show up at the Emirates or whatever it's called, wherever they're at, they all get their own car. For again, I don't know if you're trying to be
You can't-
conspicuous
can't
or not,
They can't be in cahoots with each other.
Yeah.
but they all
That-
park next to each other when they show up.
Well, no, because
So they still live where the parking was.
they also need to make sure that they get that GM money so they have all the different cars. Like, oh, let's all show
Right,
up
so
with
here
our
we go.
different Power Ranger colors. And
Yeah, so we
I
get
get
Paul
it.
Walker by himself, which I don't understand why, but whatever. You get Letty by herself. Again, don't understand why. You get
What?
Roman and Tesh by themselves, and then you get Dom with Ramsey. if you had to pair anybody, wouldn't you just put Dom with Letty and put Ramsey with Paul Walker?
No.
No, because
Okay.
Letty drives
That's
her.
it.
She's
That's it.
yeah.
I'm just
she's not
saying.
a passionate princess. She's
She-
driving herself.
Fair enough, but I'm like, do you still not put Ramsey with Paul Walker if that's your husband in the other car?
Because Dom's the leader. She trusts Dom.
Feel safe with him.
Well, she trusts all of them.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah,
he
even-
kept trying to hand her necklaces, which was weird.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, if
Yeah.
Ramsey's going to be in any other car, shouldn't she be in like any other car other than his?
He's like,
Take
you know
it.
what? With Letty dead, I think maybe you should be part of my family.
She's right behind.
not-
She's in the car right behind us.
With Letty dead, you heard what I said.
This guy literally tries to ditch her at every corner, so I feel bad for her.
It's messed up.
I think this is the first woman he hasn't tried to sleep with that has been in the group.
Well, we don't know what's in the car yet, Pat. I'm sure there's a prequel
That's
somewhere
fair
that's going to be
point.
coming out where she's probably pregnant with this kid as well.
Yeah.
Just whipping out little Dom. Say hi to my family.
I call this the wrench. I'm sorry, what now?
She meets up with her buddy. She meets up with her buddy that she helped or have stashed the guy's eye somewhere. He ends up selling whatever was stashed in to some rich guys, so they have to like attend this party to kind of break in and steal it. He gives them the breakdown like, oh, it's going to be at in the towers or whatever at whatever time, but you guys can't go in dressed like this. And so they have this quick minute where they're in the elevator and talking about like their past, and she flashes back to their wedding. And I asked myself,
Remember.
go ahead.
No, I'm thinking she's trying to put it together.
Right, but I was trying to figure out to myself, like, why are they retconning a wedding when it didn't seem really necessary for the two of them?
Because they shot a whole mini film about it that we didn't get to.
That's what I'm trying to say. But why is the wedding important at all for anything?
To show that they're in love and they're meant to be together.
Yeah. It's about family. Don't you get that?
Yeah.
But I mean,
heteronormative Christian values.
Fair enough. I was to say they've said they've been together since they were neighborhood kids. Like it's well established that these two have known each other and have been with each other for forever. This wedding that they keep flashing to, I'm like, this seems really out of sorts. Like you don't have to shoehorn a wedding in there because neither one of them have ever worn a ring.
Yeah,
what do you think this is? You even thinking, man, this is just big love for him.
Jesus.
That's his stamp.
You're
Just
right.
Just like Hobbs has the captured.
That's how he knows he's married. Captured. So not the sharpest tools in the shed.
Impregnated.
Pretty much.
That's how I have a daughter. See?
Nice.
They use a stamp. It's done.
So he tells them they can't go to the party dressed like that because they're going to stand out and probably not even get in. I had noted in this shot that they were talking that it seems that the party's like a gold theme, kind of like Diddy has his white parties, whatever. But they give what's up?
It's all male parties, dude. Come on.
Fine, whatever he calls them, they're all themed either way. But they give Letty the reddest Clifford dress available, and she's immediately spotted by what's her name? Ronda Rousey.
Ronda Rousey. By the way, just real quick, you said the biggest red Clifford dress. I thought it was a style of dress, and then I realized you meant Clifford the big red guy. But go on.
Everyone knows Clifford dresses.
Yeah, those Clifford
well
dresses.
known.
That's a style. Very well known. And then my brain's like, nope, not what are you saying, dude?
Big in the 40s.
Yeah.
Immediately spotted.
Ah, here comes some bad acting.
I'm like, if you guys wanted to try and get away with whatever scheme you're about to pull off, giving her that giant red dress is not helping.
Yeah.
Bad acting, but horrible security. Horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
All the money.
How did you get up there?
Because she admits that she's bored. She's also like, oh, I'm glad you showed up because I usually bored of these things. All right. I mean, I guess that's good that I showed up. Fair enough.
Yeah, she's got a point.
Yeah.
They also dress Tyrese in the white with the red bow tie, and they give Paul Walker the youth salesman, I'm going to an AA meeting suit. And I'm like, you guys really, I don't know who decided to dress you guys for this.
I feel like they picked themselves. They 100% like Paul Walker definitely like.
I mean, you're probably right. I find it very interesting that they're like, hey, give him the white all white suit with the red bow tie. That's not going to stand out. And then we're going to give Paul Walker this bland gray suit. And then anybody who's going to be dressed like they're going to the party, yeah, we put them in the basement. Tyrese and Ramsey, who look like they could be attending the party, are in the basement.
Yeah.
I don't see the problem.
Yeah,
Obviously.
It all checks out.
So they call up Tyrese to go to get a distraction. This is the best scene for Abdul. This is where he just let Tyrese riff.
Yeah.
Horrible. You know, it's kind of racist that they have Tyrese in the white with the black suit. It reminds me of like Casablanca or like the
Like play it again, Sam. Like
in the movies, like they're dressed just like him, and that's
This isn't subtle. Buddy.
Okay,
but then
go over here, dude. Come on.
Tyrese goes for what I guess Tesh refers to as not the birthday routine when he tries to get attention. I'm like, how often is Roman pulling the birthday routine, and how often are you guys using this as like
this is how they get out of bills at TGI Fridays.
I also said I wanted to see a prequel on how T-Pain got invited to just DJ at this party. Not saying you're doing anything that he's known for. He's just DJing at a party.
That is literally like that's half of the stuff. Like the recording artists get invited to go over there all the time for big money, just to play my party.
To sing, not to DJ.
They didn't know who T-Pain was.
Okay.
Hey, back to TGI Fridays. What about that Jack Daniel steak, huh? They should bring that back.
Good.
Did it ever
Still good? 8-ounce flat iron.
No, I've not been at TGI Fridays since we probably got in that fight way back when. It's been years.
Yeah, it's going to be at least 15 years since.
Nobody has.
That used to be the spot, though. They had late night Denny's.
I think it's just called Fridays now.
Wait,
is
Denny's?
it really?
No.
TGI Fridays.
I think we all guessed the wrong one.
The one at the block is closed.
Oh, it's a sad day.
Couldn't sell enough of those steaks. Should have moved to tuna sandwiches. That's where the money's at.
Bullshit, asshole.
I also had a note of how they got this car up here and in this room.
I mean, the same way you get it on the roof in movies, just take it apart piece by piece. But then also, if that's the case, how do you have things hidden inside of it and then replaced, and so that's still in the same hiding spot?
There's probably like a maintenance elevator or something. They put it in there, just like if you go to the mall and they got like cars inside the mall, like at Mission Vale Mall, they got Teslas inside the mall. Same thing inside the shop.
Let's be honest.
Typically you can, there's areas I guess you could I guess.
I'll be honest though too. They could also just do a helicopter lift and just see that big ass window, take the window out, helicopter that thing in, and set it in, and rebuild the window. That'd be probably faster.
Yeah, but why?
Because why is the car up there? That's they asked that in the movie. Why would you keep a beast in a cage? Why would you keep a beast in a cage? That's the question.
Why not keep this in a private garage somewhere?
Because you got to keep a beast in the cage, so we have this line.
You gotta show it off.
The cage is still the garage, Ken.
That's not a cage. That's more of a car hole.
Car hole. And keep the beast in the car hole. I also don't understand what their plan was for this, because Dom ends up lifting the car so that Paul Walker can slide under to just look at it.
Yeah, it's just to show that he's just like, what? Look at my arms. I can do this, but also do it so that I'm behind it, so you don't see me. I can't really lift it. Please get a jack in here because I'm.
Yeah.
Why did Ramsey's friend give him the car?
He sold it to him.
He sold the car and he hit. I didn't understand it either, but apparently
This is what happens. Ramsey hid Guy's Eye in the car.
Right.
He didn't know that. He just sold the car.
Why would you sell a car? Why would her friend doesn't seem like he would have the type of money to buy that car that guy would spend all the money and put it in. If that guy had that car, why would you give it away?
To get the money.
Well, that's the other question.
But how do you get the money?
Is the car Ramsey's car? Because she was able to hide something in it.
Right, yeah, it's pretty thin there. I will admit that I missed that part of the discussion. I did zone out because I was like, this is too ridiculous. But there's not a lot of sense of like, oh, I sold it. Like, wait, you sold the drive? Like, well, I hid the drive thing in a car and I sold the car.
So you make some new friends?
Yeah, some short-tempered new friends. I need the speed drive I sent you. Where is it?
Oh, good. You will be pleased to know. I sold it.
You sold it. You hear that? I asked you to take care of it. Why on earth would you sell it?
We're gonna need it back.
Impossible.
Safar, I stashed something inside it. It's important.
Okay. Good news. It is safe.
Take the drive out. What do you?
To Abdul's
I
point,
forgot.
how did he have enough money? Because you see him later, and he's just in like some kind of like
Warehouse.
auto shop. Yeah, bullshit warehouse. Where did he get the money to get the
Oh,
car
the
to
car
sell
was
it?
stolen.
But I think Paul Walker makes the point that there's only 7 of those cars around.
But Paul Walker's underneath there because that's where the God's Eye is that he's trying to remove, that they're trying to remove. Hence why when Vin Diesel lifts it up. How would Ramsey put that underneath there and hide it?
She's
I mean,
very skinny.
Yeah, and he also gets it. You can get to it through the dash because that's how we get to it later. So there is that.
So there was no point in lifting the car up. He could have just smashed the dash and took it out.
Except it looked cool.
Yeah,
fair enough.
But they also just wasted time.
Whatever, man.
Did Ramsey not know where she put it? Like I felt like that would have been the first thing they would have talked. Oh,
That
because
would
that's the
be
other thing
in the movie. No,
I didn't know that. I didn't know
Yeah.
that they were like because Tesh. I did appreciate that they went over an Ocean's 11's full-length film worth of scheming in like
Setup,
2
yeah.
minutes. But they also did it on open comms as they're walking through the area. I'm like, you guys couldn't have done this when you're buying clothes, when you're getting dressed, when you were traveling to the place. Like, you couldn't have walked through the plan. And also, why didn't Ramsey just tell Paul Walker where it was at exactly, instead of him having to like get a flashlight and look under the car? She knows
Yeah.
where she put it.
Well, no, I don't think Ramsey hid it there.
She hid it. He sold the car that she hid it in. That's why she was so upset with him.
Is that what happened? Because I thought that she said that she sent him the device. She sent him the thing. Not that it was in the car, just that not that it was the car. Just she sent him the device and he hid it in the car. I thought that part's unclear.
And then proceeded to sell it. That makes no
yeah,
sense.
he's the dummy. I'm not the one who sold the damn car. I'm just trying to say how I understood it was that. I'm just trying to spitball here.
Either way, it does make sense.
I also thought he'd be more excited about selling the car and being like, you know what? I don't need this life of like nickel and dime and gigging with you anymore. Like, I'm rich now, bitch, because I sold this one of 7 cars that are exclusive.
He lost it all at the casino.
Okay. Yeah, it's
fair enough.
He immediately lost that money. That was the other bad news that he didn't tell her.
And this is where he found out that Letty has special ops training.
Yeah.
And doesn't end up getting killed immediately.
I mean, she does street fighting, and then she also trains with Deckard when she loses her memory and gets trained to be an operative.
Hold on, guys. Before you give her too much credit. This does happen to her.
That is
just say it. Look at that form. For those of you listening, she's getting thrown through a wall.
A partition, like not through a wall, but yeah.
Yeah, not really
Fair
a
enough.
wall.
Horrible
Barely
a partition.
a fence.
She does slam up against the wall as she goes through the partition on the other side.
Dubai in the Middle East is probably a little bit more open and quote unquote liberal than a lot of the other ones. But you would think that guy that had that much money would hire a woman as head of security.
No,
I mean, I have another answer, but it's not good.
Go ahead.
So
go ahead and say it then, Ken.
I mean,
can't be worse than race wars.
That's fair. He's sleeping with her on the side. Like that's why he's like, oh no, this is completely for just visual aspects.
Yeah, and it is actually, she is playing Ronda Rousey, right? That's she's like, yeah, I just hired MMA superstar Ronda Rousey. That's how rich I am.
And then she hired the female agents that got their ass kicked.
Yeah.
And again, as like female
to make herself look better.
Okay.
Well,
She's
again,
like,
but if you have hundreds of millions of dollars, and just naturally you're gonna have like Ronda Rousey compared to the other girls look bigger or whatnot, but she's actually not that big. And then yet you have these other women who are like very more petite, and they're your security again to stop people from stealing money, hurting you, kidnapping, anything. That doesn't make sense.
He had other security.
Do you
too.
not see that kick right there?
These are just.
You not see that kick?
Yeah.
I think she gets caught and thrown.
She does.
Yeah.
That one gets caught and thrown. The other one gets kicked in the crotch, and I think the other one gets like her head smashed into a table.
And then Ludacris has special ops skills as well.
And that was at least Lady's thrown a punch in these movies before. She just finished beating up the shit out of Gina Carano last movie, so you can give her that much. I also made it a point in this shot because in this Abu Dhabi scene, all the security guards have like the batons. So there was a point made that there were no weapons, like no one had weapons in this building. I'm assuming for everyone's safety. How did
Well,
this guy get all the way up there with this thing in his hand?
Okay, he probably killed everybody on their way up, like the Matrix.
Yeah, he just
shot
shot
everybody
people.
up.
Okay. fair
Yeah.
enough. But
This
okay,
is where
okay. With that being said, Ronda Rousey calls in, the fact that Michelle Rodriguez had like taken out the one guy. He's like, "Oh, we have problems." Don't you think him showing up on the first floor with that thing would have been like, yeah, we have bigger problems than people trying to steal from us.
that's
This
maybe
dude
why
with the grenade launcher just showed up.
that's why
He's
no
probably
others.
there to steal.
Yeah, that's why
No,
no
I'm saying,
other
how did no one else
security
call
showed
him
up.
in first?
Well, no, because it's like she called in for help, and they're too busy with him, so that's why they never showed up. On a side note,
Okay.
this is also on my notepad. Shaw did find Dom. Like he's done it a second
Again.
time. There's clearly no
Third
reason
time.
to go find Shaw. He just keeps showing up. That's a waste of our time.
I think I had noted this at this point. Dom has a mole in his crew, in his family,
Oh yeah,
because there's no way that
Yeah,
Shaw
it's
knows
Letty.
about this plan. Probably, because there's no way that Shaw can figure out this part of the plan. This part was improvised. And by the way, they make it a point to say that the car is bulletproof. So Shaw shows up with a
they
grenade
did?
launcher.
okay.
I do just feel
I
like
missed
he
that
just
part.
shows up
Because
with a grenade.
otherwise he could have just sat in the car and chased him around. But because he had the
Okay.
grenade launcher, they had to get out of his way. And I'm like,
Okay.
how did he know he was going to need a grenade launcher for this particular mission? He had a
Yeah.
sniper rifle last time.
Yeah. He just comes prepared.
Also, he's completely sideswiped by a car going at least 40 miles an hour. I think it's going a little faster than that.
He's got
But
a
at least
broken hip. Yeah.
Yes.
He's not
No.
popping back up.
No, he's bulletproof. It's a problem.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd mentioned there's no combat role that gets you out of that. But
Yeah, there is.
not only
It's that
yeah,
one.
yeah, not only does he have that one, but I can find the shot again. Not only does he get out of it, but then he proceeds to blind shoot wildly while people are running around. Look at that. Eyes completely closed. And Ronda Rousey's
He
dead.
doesn't
by the
have
way.
anyone
Look
here.
at that in
He
the
needs to
background.
stay alive.
She hasn't gotten up.
No,
Michelle
she's dead.
Rodriguez has gotten up and left with Tyrese.
She
Ronda
just
Rousey
plays
is
dead. Like
dead.
that guy's got a grenade launcher. I'm gonna lay here like I'm dead.
But
I
have you
think
seen with
that's
his
it.
eyes closed? I think that's a bad call on her part.
Yeah.
It's a fair
She's gonna catch the
Also-
bullets.
Yeah. It doesn't hit a tire or anything. Just nope. They're fine. All the shots fired. All the cars. I'm just like, there's no one shoots tires. What's going on?
Well, at least this car is made known to be bulletproof.
Apparently, yes. I didn't know that. Apparently, it's the car from GTA where you can just do that.
And bulletproof the tires as well.
Yeah.
So
Bulletproof
everything
the
is
tires,
bulletproof.
bulletproof the whole car. Even though it's a racing car, and there's only 7 of them made. They made
Everyone
7 of them
knows
that are bulletproof.
You want the heaviest car possible to race.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
Like
He
everyone
owns-
wants to race in a Volvo from 1988.
He owed him a 7-second car. What do you want from me?
He still owes him that?
I don't know. I didn't make this film, dude. I'm tired. Leave me alone.
All right, gentlemen. As expected, at least I guess as unexpectedly, I think we're gonna have to cut here and do a part 2, guys. We've been at this for 2 hours now.
Yeah, I'll leave him with
We
this
still got
shot
half a movie
because
to
it
go.
looks fucking cool.
Ah!
I will give him that. It made no sense, but it looks cool.
That made perfect
Explosion.
sense.
It made no sense.
Again, we did the physics on this over here, and it makes perfect sense. It makes perfect
For the
sense.
listening audience, they have driven the bulletproof racing car out of the tower into another tower, and Abdul's going to explain all of the physics to us.
Yeah,
Next time.
because
Next time.
Keep
Next time.
keep him wanting
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
Presentation for it, guys. It's phenomenal.
leave him wanting more.
Maybe they
Exactly.
make it. Maybe they don't. Maybe this is the end of the franchise. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe the car just
I think
gravity
I
actually
think
takes hold. And they
how
fall down.
awesome would this franchise have been if they ended it just like Thelma and Louise, like just credits right here.
Hey, I've never seen the ending of that movie. Thanks a lot.
What's
dude.
up?
I've never seen that movie.
Ah, spoiler alert! Damn it!
Oh, Joe, I'm seriously, I've never seen that movie, but thanks a lot, Kareem. Appreciate it.
You're
dude.
welcome. Sorry for ruining a 30-year-old movie for you, asshole.
Peace.
Wait. But did you see Wayne's World 1 where they do the Thelma Louise ending? Did you not see that?
I'm
I
sure
don't
he
remember.
did.
Honestly, I don't.
Okay.
I like. There's like with Wayne's World. I like remember bits and pieces, but not a bunch of it.
That's fair. It is a bunch of skits, but yeah, they do Scooby-Doo ending and they do a Thelma and Louise ending. It's a lot of fun. Spoilers for
Best part of
Wayne's
Wayne's
World.
World is when Al Bundy just goes off about what it's like to kill a man.
Oh, I do remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As Makita's
That's
Donuts,
pretty
yes.
I'd never done a crazy thing in my life before that night. Why is it? If a man kills another man in battle, it's called heroic. Yet if he kills a man in the heat of passion, it's called murder. Hello!
I think we also just found another movie we need to do a discussion on because it's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
agree.
Yes.
All
All right,
right,
gentlemen.
we'll leave everyone there.
We will
Halfway
continue
through
this in part
7.
2 of Fast and Furious 7, Tokyo drifting to part 8, which will lead to part 9 and 10. And these are just going to get longer because these movies get more ridiculous.
Yeah,
They
this is
broke up the last movie,
Yeah,
and that movie was already 2 hours and 2.5 hours long.
yeah.
Have you guys seen that one?
What's up?
Have you guys seen that one? The 10th one?
Yeah, I saw it.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I haven't yet. I will be watching it for this one for the first time.
Oh, you haven't seen it yet, huh?
No.
No, I mean, I just saw 9 because it was on like one of the things. Because Allie was like, dude, don't watch it. He's like, I just, it's like Godfather.
Is that the space one?
What?
Is that the space one? 9?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, yeah.
And he's like, dude, it's too much. He's like, just don't watch it. It's too much. So I finally saw it, but I was like, I can't go watch 10 yet. I was like, I haven't seen it. I was like, this is too much.
Yeah, like I said, 10 leaves up on a cliffhanger, and it's 2.5 hours long, by the way.
Like a legitimate cliffhanger, like, oh, this is good, or you're like, oh, this is bullshit.
I mean, the movie doesn't end. Just put it that way.
Obviously
Good or
not.
bad.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to see Jason Momoa play Jack Sparrow, then it's a good movie.
I mean, you just sold me on it.
Yep, sold. Done.
He plays Jack Sparrow throughout the entire movie.
Out of the other 9 movies, where do you think part 10 is? Give me that scale.
Ranking wise,
Yeah.
it's better than 3, but not by much.
Hey, what the fuck, dude? I don't know why you should go 3. Dude,
What,
3 is such a good movie.
It's not.
All right. Number 10, in terms of ratings, it is middle of the pack. It's actually it is ahead of the first 4 films on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow.
We agree. The 5th is the Brazilian one, right? That's like the top of the pack.
No, this is the top of the pack.
Part 7 is the best.
Part 7 gets the highest rating.
I feel like the one in
Fast
Brazil
Five
with the
gets 78.
bank robbery was probably should have been the best.
That's
part 6
pretty
was-
strong. That's pretty dang
Well, I
strong.
wonder if this one is getting
Good.
boosted because Paul Walker passes away.
Oh, I
Yeah.
think that.
Yes.
This is
I
the
mean, as a film, the Brazilian bank robbery one was probably I thought was the best one.
Yeah.
I think it's unless the new one has the song like a Michael Bolton song. It's like this is the tale of Jason Momoa. Like that's what I
That
want
would be
to have
that would be awesome.
because then it brings in the Jack Sparrow. It just makes me feel happy. I want all that.
You like to ruin like endings and spoilers here. What is his character? Like, why is he in the movie?
Who Jason Momoa?
Why is he in the movie?
He's the son of the guy that they take out in Brazil.
Braga.
Oh god damn.
No, not Braga.
No, no.
So,
No, Braga's from 4.
Yeah,
sorry,
Braga's
Braga's
made
from
up.
4.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, jeez.
I forget whatever his name is. The guy that they rob. His
Famous
son.
character actor. He was in Desperado.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know what you're talking about. Isn't
And they retcon it in the trailer. They show you that like his car, Jason Momoa's car, gets in the movie in part 5 or whatever, gets knocked into the water. He was in that car apparently, survives the going over the side of the freeway during that whole shootout.
but in the whole 5, he's never referenced once or shown like, hey, this is the guys.
Not at all.
No. This
Not
is
at
this
all.
is this is them listening to our
Dresses like
podcast.
he's going to the club every time he's in the scene. Like the whole massacre in the street where like the Rock and then car gets blown up. He comes out with a gun, looking like he's about to go a discoteca over here.
Yeah.
And like this is the guy. And Jason Momoa's character is nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, well, the idea is that I guess he somehow like regresses. Like he's much more mature before his dad dies. Then his dad dies and he becomes Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, because he got all that money.
Yeah.
He has no money. That's the whole point. Remember, the Rock and Dom.
Oh, that's right. They stole all his money.
Which doesn't explain how he has money in this movie, because he has an elaborate scheme to get back at him. He's been waiting for...
Because he was still had money. There were still drugs.
Yeah, he's got a trust fund. He's fine.
But yeah, he comes back to exact his revenge. Oh, also, there's other family members that come back, by the way. You're like fucking Thor's wife has a sister no one knew about.
Because they're watching our podcast and they know about the cabal. I'm telling you, they got our scripts.
Our Sinister Six movie with the Fast franchise people.
Exactly.
Sony's around here somewhere.
Yep.
So there isn't any. Geez, there's not.
No one stays dead except Jesse. He's the Uncle Ben of this universe.
No, you guys have done it, but there's not. No movie makes sense.
I mean,
no, not even the first one.
No, the first one's just Point Break.
Yeah,
a bad version of it.
I mean, it's not as bad as Torque, but yeah.
Oh, Torque, yeah. I don't know what the fuck.
That was bad.
That was fucking garbage.
If we can agree on anything, guys, it's that Torque was trash.
Even though it had been.
Abdul, thank you for joining us for part 1. We hope you'll come back for part 2.
Yeah, I hope that was a
part 2 of number 8B.
Oh, you're great.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
Good night, everybody. I'm just ending the recording.
Why? We're about to get our Torque conversation.